Yeah, he's going to have his work cut out for him, you know. I mean, this is not your normal tag match where, you know, people have to tag in and out. It's going to be all 4 men in the ring all the time.
That's true, and it's what Deuce not all that interested in getting hooked up. There we go. Nope. I think you'd want to have some control over who matches up with whom. I think it's an essential part of a tag team dog collar match. Deuce complaining that it's too tight, but you know you don't want to be whipped around loosely by one of those things either.
No, but you also don't want to be so tight that you know you can't breathe.
Well, it looks like the matchups here right now you'd have to think favor. If anybody, they favor Sin City. You got Deuce, the larger man, strapped up with Big Nasty, and you're going to have the smaller Jackpot Jimmy Jessup mixed in with Slayer. If there was I think just having Nasty against Jessup would be a huge size disadvantage for Sin City.
Yeah, it obviously would, but you know, at the same time, you know, I think having Deuce against Slayer would be a huge disadvantage for Damage Incorporated. So you know, it works both ways.
All right, well, they're about hooked up. And let's see, they're getting up. Jackpot Jimmy Jessup. Oh, there we go. Pat Lawson gets the dog collar on Jackpot Jimmy Jessup.
Or at least he tried.
Well, I mean, if they don't get hooked up, Sin City's going to have to forfeit the match.
Yeah, and you know, Damage Incorporated can't be pulling on the chains yet. The match hasn't started.
No, that would not be good sportsmanship, but Deuce should be paying attention to what's going on here, especially with Big Nasty having a hold over that chain.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, unfortunately, you know, that's where Damage Inc. does have the advantage. They have more of the chain right off the bat because they were chained in first.
Oh my goodness! You think back on the. Oh, hold on! Jackpot going in. They're slugging it out toe to toe. Slayer and Jackpot, Deuce and Big Nasty, and right now Damage Inc. has the advantage, just punching and choking away on the CPW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, and you know, I'm sure they got the chains wrapped around the fist there, you know, which just makes it that much more painful when you get hit.
I mean, there have been some legendary dog collar matches in professional wrestling, and Slayer just knocked Jackpot Jimmy Jessup over the top rope, and he's hanging him over the top rope. Jackpot Jimmy Jessup fighting for air right now. Deuce Donatelli goes out under the bottom rope, which is, maybe that's wise, but Big Nasty's there in the ring, and Big Nasty rams Deuce into the ring post.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately being chained to a Big Nasty is kind of like, you know, dragging the anchor behind. You know, you're not going to be able to get very far. You know, you have to pull a lot of weight to get anywhere, really.
Well, not only do you have to be aware of how you're chained to the guy opposite you, you have to be aware of what's going on with your partner. Because if your partner gets pinned, if your partner submits, you lose.
That's true, and you also don't want to get, tangled up, with your partner.
Deuce Donatelli already busted open, and Deuce wraps the chain around his fist, and now Deuce is going to go to work on Big Nasty.
Yeah, and it looks like Jackpot's taking over on Slayer, too.
I don't think it's going to be long before all 4 men are bleeding in one form or another. Wraps the chain around for a reverse neck breaker. Deuce is going for the cover. They want to get this over with quickly, and no, only a 2 count.
I'm really kind of surprised that Nasty was able to power out like that.
Jackpot Jimmy Jessup using the chain to choke Slayer. Sort of a modified reverse chinlock, all perfectly legal in this match where pretty much anything's perfectly legal.
Yeah, I think really, choking is still illegal, even though you know we're going to see a lot of it. Pretty much any match with a bowler for a chain, we're going to see choking.
Well, there's 1 referee and 4 guys chained together. You do the math. Pat Lawson can't be everywhere, and he's got to pay more attention to the wrestlers in the ring because that's how the match is going to end. Wait a minute! Oh, chain shot! Chain shot! He pulls up, and the chain was between Deuce's legs, and oh, good grief!
Cheap shots.
Oh, again, perfectly legal, although doesn't exactly. Oh, jeez, you never want to see that. That's something you don't want to wish on people.
No, there's a few people I'd wish that on.
Well, one of them would normally be Deuce Donatelli for a lot of fans, but there's a lot of bait. And now Jackpot, turnabout is fair play. He goes low with a fist. And Sin City back in control, and the advantage can swing just like that in a match where all four men are chained together.
Yeah, but Jackpot, I mean, he had to bring that chain to full extension, be able to come over and help his partner.
But that's another, we talked about it, you got to keep your eye on what's going on, not only with the guy you're tied to, but with your partner. And now the Sin City Syndicate having the advantage and showing why they're the CPW Tag Team Champions. I mean, one of the reasons they are, and I think you'll agree with me, they are utterly ruthless.
They are, I think that's a great trait for pretty much anyone that's in professional wrestling.
Well, I mean, it has advantages, but it at times can have its disadvantages. Jackpot, wrapping the chain around his fist, he learns quickly. Oh, and going low again on Slayer. And now Deuce, he's got to cover out Big Nasty. No, Big Nasty got his foot on the ropes. Deuce thought the match was over.
Yeah, if he had hooked the legs, he probably would have had it there.
Well, Jackpot, innovative use of the chain. He's wrapped. Oh! He's working over the lower groinal region of Slayer, and he's got him tied up in the corner with the chain. And this will enable Deuce to go to work on Big Nasty, and there's not much Slayer can do about it.
Yeah, Jackpot being very smart here, wrapping that chain around several times through the ropes and all that, making it pretty much impossible for Slayer to get away.
Well, I mean, Jackpot, not a nice guy, but he is a ring general in there, and he knows what he's doing. And right now he's going to work over Slayer some more. Big clothesline, just a short clothesline by Deuce, and down goes Big Nasty. Nasty not having a lot of strength left. Deuce wrapping the chain around his fist again, and Jackpot going to follow suit here. They're on opposite corners, and they both miss fist drops.
It took a little bit too long, I'm afraid.
Well, this isn't synchronized swimming. This is professional wrestling. You don't get a lot of synchronization in a dog collar match. And now Nasty's got the chain wrapped around his fist. And I mean, that'll turn somebody's face to hamburger. Same thing for Slayer on Jackpot Jimmy Jessup.
Yeah, and they are using the chains in a very smart way. They're using it to wrap around their arms, their shoulders, their elbows, to add or punishment. Well,
the tag team champions, they'll have to defend those titles on May 19th in Moorfield, coming up in June in Codger. There's Warlock! Warlock coming out. Rob Class is right behind him. Rob Class is all over Warlock. He does not want Warlock interfering in the match.
Get Rob Class out of here. He has no right to attack Warlock.
Well, Warlock and Rob Class, they're fighting on the outside. Meanwhile, the action continues on the inside. Oh, and just a big club sandwich of Sin City Syndicate right there. Double splash. Double pin. Damon Jake regains the CPW Tag Team titles tonight here in Romney.
Well, no, oh man, that's not right. It's all because of Rob Class, He should not have been out there. He interfered in the match, in my opinion.
Well, nobody interfered in the match. Warlock came out. Rob Class got hold of Warlock.
Warlock was just out there to cheer them on.
And Damon Jake, for the fourth time, Alex, our CPW Tag Team Champions. No other team in the history of CPW have been able to pull that off, but Slayer and Big Nasty have. They have come a long way in the past several years.
Yeah, well, I just want to point out that also means that so far they've lost the belts 3 times. There's going to be a 4th one. Sin City's going to come back and they're going to take the belts back.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. What an incredible performance by the new tag team champions, and Sin City Syndicate frustrated, having had their 6 months with the tag team titles. Fans, at this time we take you back to the controversial match for the CPW heavyweight title. Leslie Leatherman defending against Jake Davis at Birthday Bash. Leatherman, the champion, dominating the second half of the match with moves like that DDT. Jake the Machine Davis took tremendous trauma to the head and neck, to the point where Buddha brought in an EMT from the Romney Fire Department to check to see if Jake Davis was able to continue, and actually the EMT recommended to Buddha that Buddha stop the match. However, Buddha sees that Jake the Machine Davis is up and on his feet and wanted to continue the match. Leatherman thinking he was going to be awarded the match, takes the belt. Buddha grabs it back, orders the match to continue, at which point Leatherman walks into a spinebuster by Jake the Machine Davis. And Jake the Machine Davis captures the CPW heavyweight title. May 26th is the rematch. At our Showdown tapings in Falling Waters, here are some words from the new champion and the irate challenger.
You know, there's an old saying that says there's no sense crying over spilled milk. Jake the Machine Davis is one of the greatest wrestlers I've ever been in the ring with in my entire life. He's the best tag team partner I've ever had. But on April 14th, anniversary show in Romney, West Virginia, you don't take a man who's getting beaten within an inch of his life. You don't stop the action. You don't have an EMT, a ring doctor, and your commissioner come out and say, hey, this match cannot and should not continue. You don't grab the belt, put your hand on somebody's wrist, start to raise their hand to tell them that the match is over and that you've already won. Hell, I was already celebrating. Next thing I know, Buddha decides that he's going to let the match continue. Spinebuster later, and I'm not the champion anymore. That's a hard pill for me to swallow. For 1 year, nobody has put these shoulders to the mat. For 1 year, I've been the greatest champion CPW has ever seen. So on May 26th, Riverbend Park, Jake the Machine Davis, you're going to have to look me in the eye again. You're going to have to be out there with every one of your peers around the ring in a lumberjack match. Don't worry, I'm not going to be trying to leave, and I'm not going to be looking for anybody to jump in. Gino's gone. God love him, he was the best manager there's ever been. Gino's gone. Unless Leatherman's here. And I'll be damned if I'm leaving Riverbend Park without my title. Jake Davis, you're going to have the shortest reign in CPW history.
You know, all weekend, I've been looking at this belt. There's still a little dry blood on it from that match. Leslie Leatherman took me to the very limit of what I had deep inside. Right when I thought that I was at the edge and ready to go over, I managed to muster something up with the help of that crowd in attendance. Now the CPW powers to be informed me that on the 26th in Riverbend, there's a lumberjack match. Leslie Leatherman, Jake the Machine Davis, one more time. Now quite frankly, I'm going to have to dig deep, because when I looked that devil in his eye, I know that I gave him everything I had, and I don't know if I have any more to give. So this time, Leslie, you better bet, this time I'm working just as hard to keep it as I did to get it.